When the world is calm, you don't really see people. You see costumes, roles, habits. The friendly neighbor who always smiles at the mailbox. The coworker who brings donuts on Fridays. The quiet guy on the bus who offers his seat to the elderly. They all blend into a background we call normal. But normal is a thin layer. When order disappears, no police, no 911, no cameras, no consequences, some of the nicest people you know become something else. This story isn't about obvious villains. It's about 3 types of nice people who can become dangerous when the rules fall away. And how to recognize them before the mask cracks. Imagine a city where the power has been off for 3 days. No traffic lights, no working ATMs, no deliveries, no news, no one answering the emergency line. At first, people help each other sharing phone chargers, handing out bottled water, checking on old neighbors. By day 3, the smiles are still there. The voices are still polite, but the hunger is real now. The fear is real. And in that pressure, the nicest people can become the sharpest edges in the room. We're in a small apartment building on the edge of a silent city. The staircase smells like dust and old paint. The only light comes from open doors and candles stuck in jars. Somewhere outside, a bottle shatters, followed by distant shouting, then nothing. Inside one apartment, a family has gathered around a table lit by a single flickering candle. They've pushed the couch against the door just in case. On the table, a few cans of food, some water, and a radio that only hisses static. The building used to be just a place people slept in. Now it's a microcosm of a collapsing world. Upstairs, downstairs, across the hall you see all 3 types. The challenge in any collapse isn't just finding food or staying warm. It's learning, very quickly, who someone becomes when no one is watching. The dangerous ones won't always scream, wave weapons, or look like villains. Often, they still say please and thank you. They still ask, hey, you doing okay in there? But their internal compass is quietly turned. Their survival instinct has rewritten the rules. Let's walk through the building and meet 3 of them. 1. The pleaser turned manipulator. On the 2nd floor lives the pleaser. Before the collapse, they were everyone's favorite neighbor. Always offering to help carry groceries, always asking about your day, always smiling. Now, in the dark, they come to your door with the same smile. They speak softly, reassuringly. Hey, I know this is scary. We should all stick together, right? I can organize things. I'm good with people. The pleaser's danger is subtle. They don't want power outright. They want approval, and power is the most reliable way to get it when the world is falling apart. They'll volunteer to hold the spare keys for safety. They'll suggest everyone put supplies in one shared room so no one feels left out. They'll propose group votes and quietly steer them. They're not violent until their role is threatened. The moment someone questions them, asks where the extra food went, asks why the pleaser always seems to have a little more, the mask tightens. The pleaser becomes a manipulator. Stories get twisted. Accusations get redirected. They turn neighbors against each other to protect their image as the helpful one. They still smile. They still sound kind. But every helpful gesture is a transaction now, every favor a chain around someone's neck. Signs to watch for. Overeagerness to coordinate or hold everyone's resources. Guilt-tripping anyone who wants to keep some things private. Subtle smearing of anyone who doesn't follow their plan. 2. The rule follower turned enforcer. On the 4th floor lives the rule follower. Before this, they loved order. They paid their taxes on time, followed every building regulation, complained if someone parked in the wrong spot. They never raised their voice. They believed in systems, in structure, in doing things the right way. When the official rules vanish, they don't celebrate. They panic. Because without external rules, they feel naked, lost. So they create new ones. We need curfews in the building. No one leaves after dark. Everyone must share exactly the same amount of food, or it isn't fair. Anyone who doesn't follow the rules is a threat to all of us. At first, this sounds reasonable. Structure feels safer than chaos. But the danger is this. When the rule follower writes the rules, they also appoint themselves the enforcer. They decide who is selfish, who is dangerous, who is not a team player. They push for punishments, exclusion, ration cuts, even physical force for the greater good. They'll justify almost anything with a simple phrase. If we don't do this, everything falls apart. What they can't see is that their rigid fear of chaos creates new kinds of brutality. Signs to watch for. Obsession with fairness that ignores context. Everyone gets the same. even if someone is sick or a child. Quickness to label people as problems or threats for small disagreements. Support for extreme consequences in the name of keeping order. 3. The self-sacrificer turned resentful time bomb on the ground floor lives the self-sacrificer. Before all this, they were endlessly kind. The person who always took extra shifts, always volunteered, always put themselves last. They give, and quietly hope someone someday will give back. In a collapse, they become the one who shares the last of their food with neighbors. Gives away candles, blankets, batteries. Stays up late to watch the hallway so others can sleep. Everyone praises them. You're an angel. I don't know what we'd do without you. But beneath the praise, something dark begins to grow. Resentment. Because the self-sacrificer keeps a secret mental ledger. They tell themselves their kindness will be repaid with loyalty, with protection, with gratitude when things get worse. When that repayment doesn't come, when people keep taking, keep needing, when no one rushes to help them, when they finally fall ill or run out of supplies, the ledger flips. The quiet giver becomes a silent volcano. One day, they snap. Maybe they lock their door and refuse to help anyone, even children. Maybe they sabotage a shared resource, cutting a water line, hiding food, spreading rumors. Maybe, in one desperate moment, they turn violent against the person they feel used them the most. People will say, I never thought they were capable of that. But the signs were there in every exhausted smile. Every don't worry about me, I'll be fine, said through clenched teeth. Signs to watch for. Constant overgiving, never setting boundaries. Dismissing their own needs as not important. Subtle hints of bitterness. It's okay. I'm used to being the one who takes care of everyone. When order disappears, monsters don't always come from outside. Sometimes they're grown inside ordinary people overwhelmed by fear, hunger, and the sudden realization that no one is in charge anymore. The dangerous, nice people in a collapse often fall into 3 quiet categories. The pleaser who becomes a manipulator when approval is scarce. The rule follower who becomes an enforcer when rules disappear. The self-sacrificer who becomes a time bomb when their kindness goes unnoticed. The point isn't to fear everyone, it's to see more clearly. In any crisis, ask yourself, who is eager to control the group's choices under the banner of help? Who is pushing rigid rules harder than they're listening to human realities? Who is burning themselves out for others and quietly building a mountain of unspoken resentment? And then turn the lens inward. Which of these lives in you? Under enough pressure, any of us can morph into the worst version of ourselves. But if you can recognize the pattern before the world goes dark, you have a chance to choose differently when it does. Order is fragile. Systems fail, lights go out. But the most important survival skill isn't just how to find water or board up a door. It's learning to read the human beings in the room behind the smiles, behind the nice, before the mask cracks and it's too late to move.